let's finish up by talking real quickly about pricing and planning. A lot of times people want to know, how do I price my event? And I have just a few things that I want to share with you on some variables that you might want to think about. One thing that's going to affect your event pricing is the purpose. If your purpose is to make money, obviously you're going to need to price it higher. If your purpose is to start creating that community that you can draw from and sell to later, then maybe price isn't the primary concern. Right? But you need to think about the purpose of the event. The second thing is the event profit. Right? Same thing we were just talking about. We need to understand, where's the profit going to come from. If it needs to come from ticket sales, that's going to affect your pricing. Maybe your profit comes from sponsors, or maybe your profit comes from some sort of offer that you make at your event for coaching or new clients or a product or service sale. You have to know where your event profit's coming from in order to know how to price your event. Third thing is competition. You got to look and see what everyone else is charging. That's the old supply and demand. So we may feel that we're worth X amount of dollars, but we have to understand, at least in the beginning, what our competition is charging so we can price accordingly, because people are going to look to that and see. So you can look on the registration sites to find this out. It's pretty easy, and just see what they're charging for their different events. Number 4 is offer some flexible pricing. Set a price that you can discount. I'm not a big fan of saying my event is $2,000, but today you can go for $25. To me, you lose your credibility when you do that. But I'm not opposed to having maybe a $99 at the door price and making an early bird discount price of $49, or $197 for a workshop and offering half off up to a certain number of seats, or do something flexible. But you've got to stick to your guns, and you've got to be consistent. Otherwise, you could upset some people. And number 5 are the event costs. That's going to affect your pricing too. If you're holding them in more expensive hotels, I know in the beginning we had nice hotels, we were catering them, we have full color spiral bound workbooks, and it's expensive. So we have to know what our cost per person is in order to properly set our pricing. So that's going to affect it as well, in addition to knowing how many people are coming. So your event costs, both aggregate but also per person, are a great thing to calculate, and you've got to factor in everything, right? And you probably are going to overestimate your potential income, and you're going to underestimate your expenses, just like in a business plan. So be realistic with your costs and then plan your pricing accordingly. But my main point on pricing would be this. For most of us, the purpose of an event is to get exposure to as many people as possible. Don't forget that. So don't get caught up in the pricing and worrying about making the money up front. If you do a great job up front, the rest takes care of itself. And you can do a free event without losing any money. In fact, some of your free events, if you do them right, can be some of the most profitable things that you do.